Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Dr. Abby Tebby coming to you live from Health From Within in Dubuque, Iowa. Tonight is the night that we're going to be doing the New Year, New You webinar. I'm super excited to be on here with you guys tonight. And so I'm going to just give a couple seconds here, intro as we wait for some people to enter into the webinar for this next good 45 minutes, hopefully lasting 45 minutes to an hour here. We're going to be chit-chatting all about how to make 2021 your best year yet. So I am super excited to be here. I'm super excited to give you guys all the resources and tools that you're going to need to be able to do this. Comment below when you jump on here. I see some people starting to jump on, comment, so I know that you guys can hear me, that you can see me. Hi, Nora. Thank you. And so we're going to get started to rock and roll through this here. I do have a lot of stuff to go through with you guys tonight. And I have a ton of resources that I'm going to be showing you guys and showing you exactly what you're going to be doing here to start with this. I think what we want to do, 2020 for a lot of people was not their year. It was not the year to get your stuff in order and really make a big impact. But I think now is the time, you guys. Now is the time for us to really figure out what are we going to do. That we've spent the last year hardly doing anything, and now it's time to pick back up with this. So tonight is all about and designed for you guys to be able to take the steps and learn the tools to do this. So how does it work? You guys, if you've been on the webinars before, you know exactly how this works, but I'm going to just start talking and I'm going to be going through all these step by step. If you do have any comments, I will spare some time at the end to be able to go over comments with you guys. So make sure that you just put in the comment section any questions, any comments, anything that doesn't make sense to you while I go over it. At the very, very end, Victoria's going to join me and she's going to show me the questions, and we'll go through some of those questions to be able to answer them for you, okay? So we're going to get ready and we're going to get started on this. I'm going to start to share the PowerPoint and we're going to get into it. I first want to just tell you guys right now, the way that you start to make changes in your life is very simple. It is one of the hardest things to do. But just showing up is one of the most simplest first steps that you can do. So I want to give everybody a round of applause for tonight to be showing up here. Wherever you are in the world, you taking the time out of your crazy busy schedule right now and coming onto a webinar, whether it's now, whether you watch the recording later, whether you find it on YouTube, I don't care when, for you to take the time to be here and make a change in your health, that is the first step. And you should be commended for it. You're all honored for it. And I'm super excited that you guys are here. And so as we go through this, remember, one of the first things in order to make changes. So let's kind of back up. February, we're at February 9th right now. Most of the time, people who say at January 1, I am ready to do blank, whatever that is. I'm ready to lose weight. I'm ready to exercise. I'm ready to get my mind right. I'm ready to eat better. I don't care what it is. Usually by February 9th, 90% of people have already given up hope, right? They've already, quote unquote, messed up. They've thought they're too far gone. I can't do this, right? I just can't do it anymore. And so part of the reason that we did the New Year, New You right at this point is so some of you guys just need that extra little push, that extra little tug to say that you can. Anytime that you are making some sort of a change, and again, I don't care what that change is. This is what you guys have to decide and learn and or feel in your heart. What is on your heart to make a change in 2021? The very intimate thing that has to happen before any change can be long-standing is that you have to change your mindset in here. So if you look at kind of the history of how things happen in the world, a lot of things in the world seemed impossible. For example, going and running a 5-minute mile years and years ago was impossible, right? They said it was impossible. There's no way the human body can physically even run under 5 minutes in a mile. And come years later, that one person in his brain said, you know what? I can. I can be that person. And boom, it was hit, right? Under a sub 5 minute par mile, got broken. Unbelievable. Minds were blown. We can't believe it. And now what happens now? Year after year after year after year, people switch their brain that says, I can do that. And it happens, right? People didn't think that mountains that could be hiked up because number one, I was blind. There's a commercial right now that talks about a guy who just hiked up Mount Everest blind. He was the first guy ever to do it. And everybody else in the world up until now said there's no way it's possible to climb Mount Everest blind. And here's a guy who said, I can. Okay. So I want you guys to understand one thing tonight. You need to change your mindset. Whether you have years and years or a lifetime of saying, I can't lose weight, I can't be happy, I can't eat vegetables, I can't do this. Tonight is the night that I need you and you need to change your mindset, because the minute you change your mindset from can't to can, your body and your brain physically starts to seek out the ways that you can make this possible. Okay. This is a cool thing because this gives you the power and the tools to be able to change all of the things that you thought you couldn't change for the years to come. One of the ways, you guys, what we have done, and I'm super excited about this, how we're going to get through this together, this changing can't to can, is we have a Facebook group. We put together, me and Victoria put together a private Facebook group for you guys. It's called the Health HFW New Year, New You group. Okay. You need to grab a pen and paper. And so there's a lot of things that you're going to be taking notes on and a lot of resources that I'm going to be giving you guys. So if you don't have a pen and paper, make sure you go get it right now. But this New Year, New You group is all designed for those moments when you don't think you can. We're all going to be in this group to encourage you, to tell you you can, to give you the resources to help you, to be the support system for the next 30 to 45 days that we're going to be doing this, okay? This group is private. You can find it, but you can't get in unless the gatekeeper, me, gets you guys in here. So all you have to do is you have to search HFW New Year, New You, or go to the website down below, write all those long numbers there, and ask to be invited into the group. Okay. Once you're invited into the group, you're going to have direct access to everything that I'm going to talk about tonight. And me and Victoria for the next 45 days are going to show you exactly what you can do on those moments when you don't feel strong enough to do what you need to do. We're going to be there through you. I'm going to pop this out multiple times throughout the webinar so that you have it. So make sure you have your pen and paper. This is the group that you need to be in. This is how we're going to make these changes. Okay, you guys, everybody right now, at least that I talk to. So I've been practicing for 14 years. I have been open through this entire pandemic. I have seen the highs, the lows, the goods, the bads, everything. But one thing has not changed through all of it is people want to be healthier. They want more mental stability. They want more emotional support, and they want their bodies to stand up through everything. But what I find with most people is they just don't know how to do it. Right? And can you guys agree? You think you know how you're going to do it, and then you get bombarded with a million things and it doesn't happen. Okay. So what we're going to walk through tonight, you guys, is we're going to use the Max Living 5 Essentials as our roadmap. Okay. Have you ever gone to somewhere, someone says, hey, there's a new coffee shop open up. Do you want to meet me there? And you're like, sure, but I have no idea where it is. You've got this audacious goal. I want to do this, but I have no idea how to get here. You guys, tonight is going to be the path. How do you get there? How do you get from point A to point B and finish these goals finally and hit the marks that you need to, okay? And like I said, we're going to take step by step through each one of these 5 essentials to be able to get you there. Okay, so what we got to talk about, first and foremost, if you are like any other human being, there are things that slow you down. There are things that you say, yeah, I really want that, but, right? And what I listed out here are some of the top things that we find with human beings when there's a goal to be had that these are the barriers that stop them. And you'll see the second one of them is lack of support. Well, you don't have to worry about that around here. If you are on this webinar, remember we have that group that we are going to continue to talk with and be a part of. Anybody who wants to be part of that group, there's your support system. I'm your support system. Victoria is your support system. We're here for you guys day in and day out. And so what these barriers are true excuses. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, you guys, but if you want to make an impact and a change in your health, you got to do the work. Okay. You got to do the work. You got to do hard things. You've got to do things that you didn't think you could ever do, that you wanted even to do, or that you've ever heard of before. And so these things, these barriers have to be done today. Okay. They have to be done today. You have to tell yourself that you can get through this and you can make a change, because here's the thing. If you don't draw a line in the sand right now and decide to step over that, you're going to end up just like you have year after year after year, right? And so the first step to do this, remember we talked about the first step to do it is changing the brain perception, changing the way that you from can't to can. Now, the second step is you have to find that thing that motivates you. Now, what we find about motivation is that motivation is the starting point. It is not the thing that's going to keep you going forever and ever and ever. That's the habits. But motivation is that thing that says, I am sick of blank. I am ready to make a change. I am ready to do this. What is that? Is it because I can't put on my shoes anymore because my belly's so big? Is it I can't even play with my kids because my energy is so low? Is it, man, my digestive tract is so messed up because I eat like crap? Like, what is it that motivates you? You have to sit down, and I'm going to encourage you guys to write this down. There is something to be said brain-wise that changes when you start to write down what actually you want and what motivates you. And so on your pen and paper, write in big letters, what motivates me? And take just a second, whether it's while I'm talking or later tonight, that write that down. What is your motivation? Why do you want to get healthy this year? What is it? And when you have that goal of that is that you are constantly looking at that you tape it up and in your mirror, in your bathroom, that you put it in your car, that you meditate on it, that you say it out loud, that you are constantly keeping that in the forefront of your mind. I saw one of my friends on Facebook. It was so sweet this morning. She had posted that she didn't want to work out this morning, and who doesn't, right? We've all had those moments. But then she posted a little picture of her daughter, and she said, I looked over at that face and I wanted her to understand what it was like to grow up having exercise part of her life. And she didn't want to disappoint her little daughter. So come hell or high water, she said she was going to work out even though she didn't feel like it. That's a motivation. Okay. That's what's going to make you guys do the things that you don't want to do when the weather's below zero. If you live in the Midwest right now, you guys were topping our highs, our negative numbers. That's what's going to get your butt moving and grooving and eating all these healthy foods when you didn't think you could do it yourself. So you have to write that down. You guys, you have to write that down. Now, I know that one of the biggest resolutions or things that people want health-wise is weight loss. And so I'm going to take a little bit of this in the next couple slides and kind of talk about this, because this is something that is on the cusp of new weight loss. And if you've heard it, I want you to hear it again, and I want you to kind of interpret it, because if you have not lost your 20, 30, 40 pounds that you still want to, then you need to hear this again. And so what they're finding a lot of the times now with weight loss is that weight loss actually has more to do with your hormones and the balance of these hormones than it does with calorie in, calorie out. Okay. Now, if you're eating a 500,000 calories a day, of course, there's an issue with that. But I want to talk about the hormone connection. Words like and hormones like insulin and leptin are so important for you guys to understand this. And I want to give it to you in a way that's going to give you power. Because I think what people need to understand is you have the power to be able to make these changes. Just like we think hormones, we think us crazy women with PMSing and our menstrual cycle and everything. These hormones are in males, females, young kids, old kids, they're in the whole thing. And so I want to take this step by step so you understand this. What we find with fat storage. Remember, all food comes into our body. There is a need for all types of food. This cycle that you're seeing on the computer right now is a natural, normal, happens in your body when you eat food, okay? You cannot change this innate cycle that will always happen with insulin and leptin, right? What you can change is the amounts, but this will always continue to happen. So it's very simple. Let's say you decide to eat lunch and you put that food into your body, right? So when you put food into your body, if there's sugar involved into it, or carbohydrates, and those are things like pastas and grains and salad dressings and candies and snacks and Starbucks drinks and milk and all those things, when sugar is put into your body, insulin is a hormone that is designed to take in sugar and bring it into the cell so that you have energy. That's the whole point of sugar in your body, is energy to make your body move, right? That's what it's about. Now, insulin is also a fat storer, which means if I have sugar, I'm going to use that as my burst of insulin, as my burst of energy. So I don't need to use fat as an energy source. So I'm going to store it. Okay. That's super important. The more insulin you have, the more sugar you will use and the more fat you will store. Okay. Now, leptin, when these sugar levels come down and you start to need energy, you either start to burn off fat or you signal leptin. Leptin actually comes from the stomach and it goes into the brain and it says, hey, we need energy. And one of the number one ways to get energy in your body is by food, right? So leptin is the thing that stimulates you to feel hungry. Okay. Now, normal process. This is how we should happen. There should be a small amount of food comes in. We use the energy and hours later, leptin should start to rise and we should start to say, I'm hungry. And then I eat again. Okay. Now, in a normal human person, that's what happens. The sad reality is that these hormones start to get disrupted when we start to put an excess of things into us, okay? Excessive amounts. And what we mean by that is excessive amounts of sugar, hidden sugars that you don't even know about and or you do know about, the snacks that you're eating all the day. If you're starting to crash, if you start to feel that sugar crash in the middle of the day of, oh my God, I need to eat, or you open up the drawer and grab your snack real quick, or you start to get hangry, you are experiencing insulin crashes. And in order for an insulin to crash, it had to have spiked super high. That number one is the first hormone that is causing fat storage and problems with gut fat. You'll start to notice that more with the spare tire and the keg, all those things. Now, the problem is with that is you are storing all of this fat. Okay. You're not burning fat as an energy source. You're just rocking through your sugars. If we want to have optimal body health, we need to burn through these fat storages, which first starts with getting our insulin under control. And if we start to burn through fat, and we start to burn through the sugar and always are punching that leptin out. Remember, leptin's job is to tell us what? That we're hungry. So all day long, you're just going to get this signal of hungry, even while you're eating. I'm still hungry. And we get into this huge vicious cycle. And all we do then is store fat. No matter how much we exercise, no matter what we do, it doesn't matter. Our hormones levels are totally screwed up, okay? The best part about this, you guys, is that you can make some changes with this, and we're going to talk about how you do this. Another hormone that plays a huge role, and in my opinion, pandemic, they called it the pandemic or whatever, the COVID-15, 90% of why we have the COVID-19 is because of the hormone cortisol. Does anybody know what cortisol is all designed for? Hopefully you guys do, but I'll tell you, it's a stress hormone. So I believe firmly that in the past year, we have had this underlying stress, whether we have never been exposed to COVID or exposed, whether we lost our job, whether we didn't, whether school was canceled, whether it wasn't, doesn't matter. We've had this underlying stress that our body has been under solely because of this COVID. And so our cortisol levels have been super high. Now, in a stressful situation, again, our body is so talented, it knows exactly what to do. In stress situations, this is not the time for our body to burn off fat. Remember, fat is designed to be an energy source. So when we're stressed out, we actually hold on to fat because we don't know what's coming next. And so through COVID, again, while all the restaurants are getting shut down, why they tell us don't go in the grocery store, why they told us to not go to the gym or shut down my gym, shut down all activities, but you can drive through McDonald's, right? But all the stuff that would build you health and well-being was completely shut down. Your cortisol levels are going super high, which causes food cravings. High cortisol levels cause food cravings. And I'm not sure about you, but most people don't crave healthy food while they're stressed out. That's why they call it comfort food. And so you're eating all this crappy food. Your cortisol levels are super high. You're absorbing all of that excess of fat and trans fat. You're storing it all. Your leptin levels are going high. You're hungry, hungry, hungry. Do you see the pandemonia that happens because of what we've just been through? And so there is legit health concerns that happen with this over an extended period of time, and people don't know how to get out of it. If you don't know what you don't know how to get out of it. So thank God you're here, right? This is what we're going to talk about. This is what the goal is, how and why Max Living created this 45-day challenge. And this is what this is all about. After this workshop, the next 45 days is you, me, and everyone in between are going to commit to this, and we're going to start doing this, okay? Now, this 45-day challenge, what's super cool about it, you guys, is that we already have this all planned out for you, okay? Day by day, week by week, we have this stuff laid out for you with meals, with exercise examples, with mindset stuff, with how to do all of these 5 essentials. It's all laid out for you guys. That's what is in that Facebook group, okay? What's really cool, all of these handouts I'm going to be showing you guys there's PDFs in the Facebook group, so you need to make sure you get onto that Facebook group and keep harping it. You're going to say, I'm so sick of that dang Facebook group, but that's where it's all at, you guys. This is going to be a huge, I didn't print the whole thing out, but I believe it's like 17 pages is this whole 45-day challenge that's going to take you step by step. And this is just an example of the meal plans and how to do this, okay? And I'm going to show you guys this. It's a little bit different. If anybody's ever done one of these challenges with us, you kind of have an idea of what goes on. But let me show you again. I'm going to write this up. If you didn't write it down the first time, write down this. You're going to search for HFW New Year, New You. That's the group. If you look at the below, I have the actual web address for you guys to have to be able to look this up too. It is private. So that means that you can see it, but nobody, unless you're in the group, can see what's actually happening in the group. So that way then we can support each other no matter what. That's what I love about this. But in this group, again, this 45-day challenge is 17-page, I believe, 13-page, some huge page, I don't know. The challenge is it has everything that you need in there. You get to print this all out. You have all the resources, all the tools. Me and Victoria, each week, we're going to lay out. I've already got the first 3 things laid out of resources and tools and guides and questions and recipes. I have a giveaway already starting in there. Like, there are things that are going to happen in there that you're going to learn about this. So make sure you get to that group. Okay. So one of the cool things about this 45-day challenge, where our ultimate goal with the meals is really to break your sugar cycle. It's really designed to calm down that cycle that we just talked about with insulin and cortisol and leptin. And so what we're going to do is there's meal plan that is going to help you. That's going to include intermittent fasting, which I will talk about. So Monday through Friday, we're going to talk about the advanced plan, and Saturday and Sunday, you're going to do the core plan. This is designed, you guys, to be used for everybody. Okay. So some of it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Remember, in order to make big change in your life, you got to do some hard things. One of the hardest things in order to break the sugar cycle and your cravings for sugar and those insulin drops and spikes is you have to back off on the carbs. Now, again, this is going to go way more detail in the Facebook group for the 45-day challenge packet. It has all this information in here. But what we talk about with this advanced plan is that's what's designed to be able to get you off of this sugar crash. And so we are cutting out all the sugars, all processed sugars, all sugars that are really going to spike you. And again, the meals and everything are going to be in there. But it's really cool is that it's also going to be very gluten-free for you. And gluten-free is going to allow your gut to calm down, which is then in turn going to help you with your immunity, your mentality, all of those things. The difference between the advanced plan and some of those other plans that we're going to call no carb is that there is still carbohydrates in there. Your vegetables are still carbohydrates. The berries that you can have and some of those fruits are carbohydrates. So you're not going completely crazy with this. Just make sure if you have any questions or problems or concerns with it, just ask me. We can help through that. But we're talking about clean, healthy food. And I'll talk about toxins here in a minute. But that's so important. We're not going to just throw food at you, but we're going to talk about quality food because, when you're starting to talk about and cutting out all of the sugars in this, when we go into this core plan, which is on Saturdays and Sundays, it allows you to bring some of that grain back in there. But we don't want you to bring back white bread, right? Because white bread is just crap in a bag and labeled as white bread. But it's going to allow you to heal from the inside out. It's going to allow you to break the chains. It's going to allow you freedom, that you're going to realize that you actually like food that you never thought you liked. You're going to change your taste buds. You're going to change the way you look at food and your relationship with food just by being conscious of what you're actually putting into your body. So incredibly powerful. It's very, very cool. And part of the 45-day challenge, you guys, is intermittent fasting. And I want to debunk some things on this. When I first learned about intermittent fasting, I thought it was a little shady. I thought it was actually starving yourself. And intermittent fasting has nothing to do with starving yourself. It has everything to do with giving yourself a window of time to eat. And what happens when you give yourself this 8-hour window of time to eat, it gives your body 16 hours of no food so that you can tap into those fat storages, right? You're going to decrease the amount of sugar you put in. You're going to switch over and teach your body what is the best source of energy to come from, and that is fat. And with intermittent fasting, in those 8 hours, the ultimate goal is that you eat healthy food, but you're not going to starve yourself. You're still going to eat your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, but you're not going to starve yourself in those times. There's no caloric restriction with this. The goal is that I just use that time. So a lot of times I talk intermittent fasting with people. It's, hey, stop eating in the middle of the night. Hey, stop eating that snack before you go to bed. Hey, stop eating, these times. So you can still eat from 12 to 8 or 8 to 4, or whatever works best for you. But you give all of that other time, just water. Give your body a break, my Lord. We as humans right now in America, we just think we need to eat 24 hours a day. And that's not the case. We should be eating in a small amount of time and giving our body a break digestion, a break, insulin, a break, fat, an opportunity to be burned through. And that's what the intermittent fasting is, which is huge. And that, again, in this resource that you'll get and in the Facebook group, we'll have all that information in there and show you how to do it. The number one question is with intermittent fasting is, does it have to be a certain time? No, it doesn't. Some people start with 12 hours. In 12 hours, the ideal is to get to 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. And so you've got to figure out how to do that. And we can, I can work you through that, but that's a very simple change. Now with the 45-day challenge, there are supplements involved in here. And the cool part about this, you guys, I just want to put this up here while I talk about these supplements. You can order these all online. Sadly, when you order them online, I wasn't able to get a discount for you guys by ordering them online. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these in our office with a 10% discount. So if you're watching this from far, far away, you're going to have to order online, and I apologize for that. But if you can become close and you want these supplements from now until for a week, we're going to have them on pre-order for 10% off. So if you want to order them, here's the direct website. Make sure you write that down. Go right to that website and you can order these. And I want to talk through a few of them. I know you guys know some about this. Protein, obviously, phenomenal to have, but there's a few new ones that I haven't really talked about. So I wanted to just touch base through these with you. Metabolic Burn is an amazing support system. And while you start to make health changes, okay? And what it's really designed to do is kind of even keel you and change the sugar kind of cravings. It really helps just get you, like, kick-starting you onto this journey. And it really supports you while you're coming off the sugars. And so this one is not designed for like a long-term usage. This would really just be for the 45 days or the 30 days to start this all. Metabolic Burn is kind of your way to go. And then there's other supplements that you can take to help control this for a long term, but Metabolic Burn, it's a powerful, amazing one. L-carnitine. If you've never heard of L-carnitine before, L-carnitine is an amino acid. Amino acids all designed to help you with muscle growth and development and help with the brain. It has cardiovascular support. It's really kind of an all around. It really does help with while you're exercising to break down lactic acid to help support you in that repair portion of it too. So that's a huge one. And again, remember, all of these are going to be 10% off. I'm super excited to show you guys these. Another big thing that I find with people when they're going off their sugar and they're changing their nutrition is that they have a ton of cravings and they just immediately end up just eating crap for snacks. And so Max Living came out with these chews, these Max Keto chews. Sorry, I'm not good with this. We just got these in the office. Me and Victoria just tried them, and holy cow, they are delicious. They're a fat bomb. They're individually wrapped, which is amazing. They literally look almost like a Starburst in this, but they're a fat bomb. So they're a huge source of good fats. And what they can be is just that little bit of goodness to get you through if you are feeling that craving or that sugar like rush that you need. They're amazing. Now that Max Keto bar too, you have to like coconut, to be honest with you. I am not a big coconut fan, so I can't really talk much about it. But the people who've tried it said they taste like almost like an Almond Joy. They love them. And so you guys, I just want you to understand that there are supplements out there. There are foods out there. There's a ton of good support out there for you guys in order to get through this. So there's no excuses. Remember, we said no excuses. And so again, the way we're doing this with the supplements, if you order them online, you will pay full price for them, but they'll get shipped directly to your house. Otherwise, if you want to order them, you can either comment on the section and we can get you the 10% and pre-order them. Otherwise, we'll have them in the office that you can get the 10% off with. Okay. Now let's totally change gears here. And I want to talk about a mental note that I want you guys to understand is that you have to remember as you're going through this and as you're starting to make changes, that you have to celebrate the little things. If you're like me and the hundreds of people that I take care of a week, I hear things like, I just messed up again. I didn't get my 5 times in a week. Or, I messed up and I just suck. I can't drink water. Or, all these things. And I'll say, well, what were you working towards? And like, well, I wanted to try to get my half of my body weight in ounces, but I only got this. I was drinking 6 pops a day, but I only did 3 and I didn't want any, and we forget sometimes that you need to celebrate the small little things. In order to get to a large goal, you have to have small little checkpoints. And when you hit a small little checkpoint, I don't care what it is, by golly, you need to be celebrating that, right? You need to tell me if you drank 6 pops a day and you were trying to get down to 0, and today you only drank 3, Lord have mercy. That is a win, right? If you hate broccoli and you ate broccoli today and didn't throw up, Lord have mercy. That is an amazing thing. Please do not underestimate the amount of celebration needed in order to hit a big goal. And if you don't give yourself that satisfaction of celebrating the small things, you will miss out on the big things. Your brain will tell you that you are a constant failure instead of you are a constant winner. And remember, what your brain thinks is what you do. So celebrate that. That's part of what we're going to do in that Facebook group is, as a group, we're going to celebrate together those small little victories, because Lord have mercy, we all need a good little pat in the back, right? If you're like me, I sure as heck do. So let's talk a little bit about second thing that I find with people. If it's not nutrition and weight loss, it's I want to start exercising. And I find it very interesting right now through this pandemic. I fell a little bit problem-wise to this because our gym just recently closed. So exercise is like life to me, and our gym just closed. And so I was definitely in that place where I could make every excuse in the world to give up, to not go, to not do. But I had to find out a way, you guys. And I think exercise for so many people, I hear it. My body won't let me. I'm too tired. I don't have time. And so I actually, I am, oh man, I'm going to be a little transparent with you guys. My biggest excuse for exercising is that I don't have time and I'm too tired and I'm not a morning person. And so with my gym closing, I had to find a whole new way to do this. And one of the ways to do that was to get up at 5 a.m. with my husband every morning to be able to work out. And I tell you what, you guys, it is not what I want to do every day. It is not what I want to do. That dang stupid alarm at 5 o'clock, it is miserable to me. But I have committed to doing things that build health in my body. And by committing that working out at 5 o'clock in the morning is what I have to do. So no matter what, I put my emotion aside and I get the dang workout done. And so I'm going to challenge you guys, whatever your excuses is, whatever that may be. I know there are out there because I've heard them for the last 14 years. I want you to do it even when it's hard, right? I want you to do it when you don't think you can. I want you to do it when you're too tired, when it's too expensive, when this, when that, whatever it is, I want you to do it. Because what I have learned is in the last 3 weeks that I have been doing this at 5 o'clock in the morning, when I never thought I was a morning person and I never thought I could do it, I'm actually starting to do it. And that's a huge win for me, right? It's a huge win. So I'm going to challenge you guys on this. One of the cool parts about Max Living is we have a Max T3 program. And again, what's cool about that Facebook group? Here comes again, you guys, the Facebook group is that Max T3. The reason it's called T3 is we focus on time, type, and tempo. What we know about exercise is that if you are a person who does the same exercise every single day, your body actually thinks that's normal. And unfortunately, that's not a workout anymore. It's just normal. I go for my 2-mile walk every day. That's normal. I jump on my treadmill and run my 3 miles. That's normal. That doesn't become a workout. And so what we found, with the science says that you should always be switching up the time, the type, and the tempo of your workout in order to get the best results. And so scientifically proven, anywhere between 6 and 18 minutes of working out can actually change the way your body works. And so this Max T3 program is legit, you guys. If you have done it before, start commenting and tell. If I could do it with you, I would right now, but this stuff is legit. And the cool part about it, you guys, is that Max Living has created a 9-page 91 different workouts for you guys on how to do this. And that's going to be on the Facebook group. You can do it with exercise equipment or without. I've used my kids as weights. I've used cans. I've used DVDs. You don't need any type of equipment to be able to do this. You can have knee replacement and do it. You can have heart stents and do it. You can be top notch, better than you thought you ever were, and still have a hardcore workout with this. And so 91 different workouts for you that are all going to be under 15 minutes are going to be in this on that Facebook page is here for you guys. So it's a guideline and a tool to help you get moving. Don't tell me you don't have time, because I know you have time to do this. I know you have time for 15 minutes of your day to get your body moving, and you don't have to think about it. You just pull the piece of paper up and do what it tells you to do. So super amazing, powerful stuff. Okay. And then let's go into toxins. Holy cow. So toxins is an amazing thing. I'm going to introduce this to you guys. This is something new that I'm learning about. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Has anybody ever heard of obesogens before? What we find is super interesting in our body. We know everybody's proven that the more weight that you carry, the more chronic disease, it goes hand in hand. And so it is not about sometimes just weight loss to be skinny. It is about weight loss to stay well and stay healthy. And so sadly, in 2021, there are these things called obesogens. Obesogens are actual toxins that we live with in our lives that allow us to not lose the weight. And these actually what they are finding out that these obesogens do is change our hormones. We talked about these hormones day in and day out for the last 40 minutes. These hormones are being affected by things like BPA, like things like phthalates. If you've been in the office, I've been talking about phthalates and even air fresheners in your car. Things like plastics and things that are in our daily world and environment that nobody right now in the United States is regulating. These obesogens, you may be working your butt off to lose this weight or to keep it under control, or your sugars and levels under control. And part of why you are not being able to do it is because of these obesogens. So you need to be making simple changes. Most common obesogens are coming from your hair care products, your personal products, and plastics. Okay? Hair care products, personal products, and plastics. These 3 things, if you just start working on it, changing all of your plastic stuff that you put in your food, you put your drinks in, your coffee mugs that have plastic lids that you're heating up with the coffee and then drinking through that. Every single day, you guys are putting those into your body, not even knowing it. Take the lid off. Just that simple. Start buying Pyrex to put instead of plastic, put it in glass. Learn other cosmetic companies or shampoo companies that don't have all of these chemicals in there. I can help you with this in the Facebook group. We'll spend a whole week talking about those, changing this for that. There are great companies out there that you can switch over to, that you don't have to worry about all of that happening without you even knowing that it's happening. Okay. The scariest part, I think, is that when you take the mentality that health is just about feeling good, that it is skin deep, that if I feel good on the outside, don't care if I take 7 pills to make me feel good, that I'm healthy, right? We got to talk about hard things. We got to talk about the fact that health is not just about how you feel. Health is about how you function. If you need to take caffeine to function, you're not healthy. You need to take medication to keep your blood pressure under control, your blood sugars under control, you're not healthy. Like, I know it sounds harsh and mean, but sometimes you need to have that rude awakening that if you can't function through the day without stimulants or this or that, your body's not healthy, and it's screaming at you guys to take charge of it. It's screaming and begging you guys to do something different. And part of what this last 45 minutes that I've been talking to you about is to actually do something different, to take the steps, whether it's through nutrition or exercise or toxicity or brain health. Take the steps, listen to your body, acknowledge that your brain is where all your health and healing comes from. Your brain cannot function without its spinal cord and nerves sending every message to every body part. And what we know with health, the true definition of health, is not only just feeling good, but having 100% function of your body, your mind, and your soul. Okay. And if you think about that, that's a lot of work. Your mind, your body, and your soul. And so connections from your brain to your spinal cord, to every organ, tissue, cell, and keeping your mental health strong and your heart and your love strong, you guys. And this is so important. When your body's not functioning, see, one of the things as a chiropractor that I look for is this thing called subluxation. One of the disturbances, one of the things that can slow your body down is the actual spinal bones that sit around the nerve system. They can just be from working from home, from carrying kids all the time, from repetitive stress. They can shift out of position, and they can be one of the interferences that won't allow your nerve system, your body, to be in full function. And they show you these warning signs. If you look at warning signs, most warning signs are a sign of stress on your body. And that stress, most of the time, can be controlled by you. Okay. If you're a chiropractic patient, tell me what, you know how awesome your body functions right after an adjustment, right? Your brain clears up, your body just feels lighter, more energetic. You digest, you go to the bathroom better. So, a lot of people just think an adjustment is just solely for making yourself feel good, but truly it is connecting. It is that 100% connection of the brain, the body, and the mind all together. It's connecting you so that innate healing of power and force and energy can literally just go all throughout your body. It's amazing. So yeah, I adjust people to help them feel good, but there's a lot of people that just function so much better through a chiropractic adjustment. And sadly, in America, hardly anybody's ever been checked to know if their nervous system's functioning at full capacity or not. So if you're watching this and you've never had that evaluation, you don't know the power of a chiropractic adjustment in your life, you got to get in checked. You got to see if there's interference in your body that could be causing your function to go down. And that comes through a very detailed evaluation, a very detailed consultation, and an evaluation and x-rays. And so if that's something that you want, literally in the comments, type "I'm in." Because what we will do is Victoria will literally, all you have to do is type "I'm in," and Victoria will get a hold of you, and we will schedule that appointment for you. And we'll actually give it to you at a discounted rate as a gift for just kind of being here with me right now and listening to me. But it is so important. And you guys, I'm going to tell you what, this is for my patients and Max Living patients all over the world who are watching this. Your home care right now is more critical than ever. Keeping your body and your nerve system strong and well through those home care, that is one of the most important things that you can get and do if you can't get to your adjustment. Obviously, that's number one. But this home care, keeping your body so strong, one of the best things you can do. Sorry, my nose is really itching, so someone must be talking about me. Hopefully, it's all good. So anyway, let's get to some questions. I'm going to be answering some questions here if anybody hasn't or looking through your comments. But I wanted to put up this last time for you guys, this Facebook group. Hopefully as soon as you get done watching this, you're going to go to this Facebook group and request to get into it. That is your number one thing to do. Request into that Facebook group where you will get the 45-day challenge packet. There is the Max T3 packet that's going to be in there. There is also a vision packet, which is going to help you guys really hone into what you want. It's going to take you through a guided vision of what you want for 2021 and how do you really focus that. And that's already in there too. So make sure that you are part of that. The other action steps that you need to do if you are wanting to order supplements online, those things that we talked about, here's the website again to be able to do that. If you want to order them in the office, make sure you talk to Victoria about it. Remember, for the next week, we're going to have 10% off of all the supplements for that bundle. And so that you get that, make sure that you talk about that. And if you are a never been before chiropractic patient and you want to have that evaluation, comment I'm in. And that way, then we can help you with all of that here. So let's take a look. I am 5 minutes over, but I'm just going to take a quick look to see if anybody has any questions. Victoria's right here. I don't see any. Max T3 is awesome, Sue. Of course it is. I know. Thanks, Brooke. Cute glasses. You betcha. Those are from you. My eyes will always be cute because of you. So any questions on here? Did we leave you guys completely speechless? I'll give just a couple more seconds for any questions. Oh, yes, Donna, they are from Zenny. For sure they are. You betcha. Any other questions? Any other concerns? Otherwise, I'm going to finish this up, you guys. Now is the time. Remember, now is the time. There's never a better time to start taking care of yourself, because if you are not taking care of it now, years are going to go by and the disease and your health is going to start to slip. So now's the time. I'm super proud of you guys for being here. You should be proud for yourself to be here. We will, if there's any questions that we did miss or that we will miss, we'll make sure that we keep the comment section going. Just know that you are so loved. We are so here to support you. And thanks for coming. You guys have an amazing night.